Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President of Client Computing, Intel Corporation, Anand Srivatsa.
Good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening to the folks who are tuning in from around the world. I'm very excited to be with you today in the midst of a very busy season. And personally, I am thrilled that this event is taking place in New York City, my hometown, just a few blocks away from where I went to high school. As an 11-year-old moving here from India, I had seen enough movies to expect the skyscrapers. But I never would have thought that my first friends growing up would have been Korean and Chinese. Walking around the city, I was surprised that you could routinely hear the different languages of the world spoken here, and that all of these communities felt that they belonged to New York, and that New York belonged to them, and that all of us growing up in the city felt that we had a chance to be successful and make our mark. Fast forward a couple of decades, I now live on the West Coast, but I have the privilege to work in an industry that offers people the same hope that I found when I moved to New York. Technology has transformed the world we live in, and the PC has been fundamental to that impact, giving every person the opportunity to change the world and be successful. That is why we work deliberately to build PC platforms that power every person's greatest contribution. We know that the PC is already great at enabling people to focus, to create, and to connect. And we intend to build on these strengths. We're doing this by delivering the features, the ecosystem and software support, the form factor designs. And we are the only ones delivering leadership performance across all segments and product lines with no compromises. We did it in April when we delivered the first ever Intel Core i9 for laptops. This is Intel's best mobile gaming processor ever. In June, together with our ecosystem partners, we launched a whole new segment focused on platform scalability, targeting content creation, the creator PCs. And in August, we launched our new Intel Core mobile processors for the mainstream, delivering double-digit performance gains generation on generation, paired with exceptional battery life. With every launch, we optimize for the best user experience across all segments. And today, we're doing it again. We are going to announce a full portfolio of desktop products built for gamers and content creators, including the most specialized and expert media users on Earth. What you're looking at right here is our brand new, unlocked Intel Xeon processor. With 28 cores and up to 56 threads, it features a frequency out of the box of 4.3 gigahertz. This processor was built for the most demanding multi-threaded workstation tasks. The Intel Xeon processor delivers real platform innovation that scales with the cores. It delivers advanced instruction sets like AVX 512 and delivers an astonishing 125 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth, something that is critical to get the full performance from all of these cores. We are confident that the platform will deliver for expert creators like Tangent Studios. Tangent Studios created Netflix's newest movie, Next Gen, by optimizing their 3D animation workflow with Intel Embry. Intel Embry is a collection of high-performance ray tracing kernels that uses our advanced instruction set. These are the exact type of workloads that our Xeon part is targeted for. And to show you, we've invited rigging supervisor at Tangent Studios, David Hearn, to join us. David?
Oh, sir.
Hey, David. Thank you for joining me up on stage.
So at Tangent Animation, we use an open source 3D software called Blender. And we're doing things in Blender with Intel that have never been done before. On the lighting side, we had the challenge of rendering huge shots with thousands of crowd members robot battle scenes, lasers, and explosions. And we had to render everything 4 times. We had to do a mono version, a stereo version, a Mandarin mono version, and a Mandarin stereo version.
Well, that's incredible. 4 times. I assume this takes a ton of time. How much time does this typically take?
So every frame took about 4 hours to render, and there's about 24 in a second. So you're talking about thousands of frames over the course of the film. One thing the Tangent development team achieved was enabling Embry with Blender's render engine cycles. Now, this took 15% off of our render time. But more importantly, it allowed us to achieve predictable renders across the board. This allowed us to plan and hit our milestones. And you can see the blue line represents our Embry.
So blue line represents after the optimizations, the benefits you guys were going to go see. Now, I know that we wanted to show this, and Chuck's got this running on our system. We're going to show you what the Blender view looks like for your developers. Could you speak to that?
So this is a shot with our main character, 7723. And what we're able to do now is show our directors early versions out of animation, out of layout, and they can make lighting calls, they can make creative calls very early in the process. And it allows us to elevate the level of the film throughout the entire pipeline.
Because you're able to visualize it much, much earlier without having to wait for the full product. Now, I know that this is sort of what your developers see. I think it'd be great to show the audience what the final version looks like.
Sure.
Can you show it to us? That'd be great. That looks incredible. Hey, David, I can't wait to see what you guys put out next. Thank you so much for joining us. And then thanks, of course, to our partners at ASUS and Gigabyte, who have been instrumental in helping us bring this product to market. The Xeon W3175X processor will begin shipping from Intel this December. What we just showed you was a pretty unique use case, but I'd like to talk about the broader creator segment. Our research shows us that in the US, UK, and PRC alone, there are over 130 million creators, and that number is growing rapidly. We know that the PC is the device that these users rely on to unleash their creativity. For these creators, better tools means projects getting done more quickly. So it's not a surprise that this audience looks to purchase cutting-edge technology. At Intel, it's a priority for us to deliver the right solutions that creators need. And we know that one size does not fit all. You'll see that we've taken that into account with the launch of the all-new Intel Core X series processors built with creators in mind. The X series product line delivers the balanced single-threaded and multi-threaded performance that creators need across their workflow. It is Intel's most scalable desktop platform with a variety of core counts and I/O capabilities. In fact, X series systems can effectively be a full studio in a single PC. It allows a creator to record, encode, edit, render, transcode. For the first time on this product line, all of the X series processors, including our entry 8-core processor, will feature 68 platform PCIe Gen 3 lanes. This is required to support the right hardware for the creators, be it multiple graphics cards, SSDs, or other peripherals. In addition, our users will enjoy better CPU performance with increased frequency and increased cache sizes. And finally, our X series product is going to build on our industry-leading overclocking capability in the segment by featuring solder TIM, providing enhanced thermal headroom and better overclocking. Now, I'd like to show you how this product makes our creators' lives easier. Chuck, I know you have a couple of demos for us right now.
Absolutely. Hey, Anand, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Chuck?
Doing well. Now, one of the things I love about these new creator platforms is it literally allows you to take the power of this platform, take some innovative software, and do in days what used to take weeks. Now, I'm going to show that using a technology called photogrammetry. Now, in the past, if you wanted to take a 3D model, you literally had to create it from scratch.
And some of these things I think you couldn't even do before because the technology was incredibly expensive to get.
Exactly. Then we got the ability to take pictures, and then we could stitch those pictures together, but it was a very laborious task. You had to literally find every picture, find the edges, put them together, find a depth map. It literally took a long, long time.
So I know you're going to show us an example of something you've stitched together, but this requires a ton of data to put together.
It does. We went to the Smithsonian. We took 1,000 high-res pictures. Now, again, instead of putting those all together by hand, I'm going to use an application called Capturing Reality and have that do it for me. So let's kick that off here. I'm going to go ahead and start the render. Now you're going to see that's going to hit all 10 of our cores. Now, we know not all applications are created equal. They all scale a little bit differently. But photogrammetry, in this case, scales extremely well to 10 cores. We get all the cores we need, but we still have that high frequency to get this done as fast as possible.
So this is a good example of, again, one size not fitting all. The right amount of cores for this product, and this application is about 10 cores.
Now, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing here, but let me show you what happens when we take all those pictures and we put them together. Now we got the point maps. You can see that where the cameras were actually seen by the computer. But I've now got a 3D map that's very different than just the picture experience.
Wow, that's
you got
incredibly
a depth of
immersive.
scale that you just can't get.
Yeah. Now I know, so this is, first of all, incredibly immersive, and I know that this is something that we've built with photographs, but this is the kind of immersive experiences that game developers are trying to also give their users, correct?
Absolutely. Now, we all know it takes a lot of processing power to play those immersive games, but imagine the power you need to actually create that environment. So let me give you an example. Unreal is one of the engines used to create those immersive gaming experiences. Now, as a developer, you're always going into your model and trying to change it and tweak it to make it as immersive as possible. So let me give you an example of what that would be like. Here I am in a 3D environment. Now, I have some tunnels down here, and you can see they've got some different lighting effects. I really want to put a visual clue in one of those tunnels, so I'm just going to zoom on in there.
And so this is the kind of stuff that a game developer is doing constantly, changing the way the game looks before it's developed.
Exactly. They always want to go ahead and they want to make it as immersive as possible, but they want to also enhance that gameplay. So here you can see this is the light from that tunnel. I'm just going to go ahead and make that a little bit brighter. I can see that made it much, much brighter. So now when I zip out of here, you can turn around.
Much, much more clear.
So
that's where you want them to go.
So now I've got a nice visual cue, but now every time I make a change, I got to re-render the entire scene.
Got it.
So let's go ahead and make that build. And what you're going to see is it's going to hit all 18 cores. I mean, these are very complex scenes. It takes a while to render. But with 18 cores, I can zip right through that. And then when I'm done, I can actually go in because I've got not only the high core count, but I got that high frequency on each of those cores. I can actually then go through and experience the game as my players would. So I know exactly what changes to make.
Because that's what the developer's looking to do at the end, to see what their users are going to see when they're actually going through the gameplay.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Hey, thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. Once again, you see where the balanced performance in our X Series product line really starts to show up. Most of these creator workflows need both combinations. In some cases, they need that multi-threaded performance. In other cases, they're really looking for that single-threaded performance for other parts of their workflow. With the support of our ecosystem partners, we're delivering this industry-leading performance, shipping from Intel this November. Now, we just talked about how developers create games. I'd like to talk about how gamers are enjoying them and how the gaming industry as a whole is transforming. For decades, we've worked collaboratively with industry partners to identify emerging breakthroughs and scale them for the masses. And of course, that relentless work continues to this day. It all starts with our world-class CPUs that provide sustained high frame rates and deliver the best gameplay. It includes advances in multi-threaded performance and technologies like quick sync video that allow a gamer to be playing a game and stream that game at the same time, seamlessly, with no impacts to their gameplay. It includes connectivity technologies like gigabit Wi-Fi that's eliminating network bottlenecks, and platform technologies like Intel Optane memory that improves overall game launch and load time. We help deliver these amazing gaming experiences across all types of form factors, from galaxy-destroying desktops to high-performance mobile gaming laptops that are less than 15 millimeters thin and weigh less than 4 pounds. This explosion of PC gaming and the variety of systems that have emerged has coincided with a huge change in gaming with the esports revolution. This is a revolution that Intel is committed to more than ever, a revolution that we continue to lead and learn from every year, especially this year. In 2018, we launched into our 13th season of the Intel Extreme Masters. We became a technology partner for the first esports NBA 2K season. And for the first time in conjunction with the Winter Olympics, we hosted an esports exhibition in Korea. With more than 2.3 billion PC gamers worldwide, and reports that esports will reach over 500 million viewers by 2020, you may wonder if PC gaming has peaked. At Intel, we think we're just scratching the surface. And I want you to hear from some of our partners in the gaming industry why we have so much confidence in this market. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Harvey, professional gamer and 5-time world champion of CSGO. Stephanie,
Hello.
thank you so much for
Hi.
joining me on stage. Daniel Tsai, head of league operations at the NBA 2K League. Hey, Daniel, thank you so much. And Frank Azor, co-founder of Alienware. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me up on stage. Frank, I wanted to actually start with a question for you. You know, we've seen gaming change dramatically, even in the last couple of years. What do you think is driving that change?
Well, gaming's been changing a lot in the last 20 years that we've been doing this. But in the last 3 years, I'd say, first and foremost, gaming is cool. I can remember being in high school, and I can barely find more than 3 gamers to be able to hang out with and talk about video gaming. Today, it's hard to find 3 kids that aren't talking about Fortnite, and their parents aren't talking about Fortnite, because it's just really cool, and it's an awesome time to be a gamer. Second is VR has actually been pretty remarkable for us. It's been a big driver of our business, and it's revolutionized a lot of things for us. And then third, I'd say, is esports. I mean, wow. Who would have thought that esports would take the center stage of gaming as much as it has right now? As a business, it's been pretty remarkable for us. We opened an esports training facility with Team Liquid earlier this year. Just 2 weeks ago, I was in China, actually opening up our 4th flagship store in China. We have over 130 total. And we built an esports training facility inside that store as well. So from a business perspective, I could tell you it's been amazing. I mean, Ms. Harvey, what's it been like for on the other side of the coin, kind of being on the player side?
It's been pretty crazy. I started being in esports when it wasn't named esports, like about 15 years ago. And only 3 or 4 years ago, that's when I decided to jump in full time, because now it's the time to actually do it. People are able to do it for a living. I'm the living proof.
Right. Doesn't have to be just a leisure activity
exactly.
anymore. Yeah.
And it's not only pro gamers. Right now, I'm a pro gamer, but there's so many other things that people are doing. Just like in the NBA, it's a full-on ecosystem with journalists, media, managers, teams, sponsors. It's bigger than sports now, and maybe not everyone is aware of it, but it's making a lot. It's a money machine, I want to say. From the player's point of view, and also the other side, the tech point of view.
In fact, you just talked a little bit about the NBA. I think one of the most interesting things we've started to see is crossovers from traditional sports leagues coming in. Daniel, I wanted to ask you, the NBA obviously has a global footprint already with its global fan base. What do you think drove the NBA to get into this part of the market, driving into esports? And how do you think the NBA will engage its global fan base and maybe bring gaming to some of the people that typically wouldn't be gaming before?
Yeah, absolutely. We launched the NBA 2K League this year, but we really started diligencing esports as an opportunity years ago. And I'd say it really started off with our owners and the commissioner attending these events, noticing that our arenas were sold out by these massive esports finals, and seeing that the passion of the fans is the exact same that we have in traditional sports. So we looked into the opportunity. We saw all the same data that everyone sees, the viewership, the engagement. Has an extremely compelling business case. And as you mentioned, we think about the audience crossover for ourselves between NBA 2K, crossing over with esports fans, and then the NBA audience globally. We just know that there's so much potential there. And so we are increasingly sold that this is the new mode of content for the future.
Absolutely.
And we're key sponsors actually with NBA 2K Live.
Yeah, I
so
heard.
16 of their teams use our systems and our monitors, so
They
proud
truly-
sponsors over here.
And we're super happy. They absolutely power the league, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic news. Now, I know one of the things we've talked about as esports has come in is, it's changed some of the ways that games are actually played. You not only have people that are playing the games and looking to win, but they're also streaming that game content out. Ms. Harvey, I know you do this, for a living. What do you see as driving your needs now as you do both at the same time?
Yeah, in only a couple years, we went from me having to spend so much money into streaming because it was really complicated. You needed the walkthrough to do it. And now it can literally take 5 minutes because the system's not only, you don't need 5 computers to stream. With Intel's technology, with one PC, I can stream a really high demanding game just like Counter-Strike, which is very CPU demanding. And without any other device, I have no loss in performances, and it only takes me a couple minutes to set up. I'm going to be streaming over there later, and you can see it by yourself. There's actually no drops in frame rates, and I can just plug and play, just need a webcam, and I'm good to go.
It's fantastic. Now, I did have one last question for you guys. I know obviously there's a lot of change in this industry, but I was looking to understand from you guys, what is it that you are most excited about that you see coming in gaming? Frank, I'll start with you.
Couple things. I think number one, I would say esports becoming the most popular sport in the world. I firmly believe that's going to happen in the next decade.
Yeah.
And then number two, I think I'll shed a tear when it becomes an Olympic sport.
We're already starting to work on that.
Exactly.
Yep. Daniel?
I'd say the cross-pollination between traditional sports and gaming. I think there's a lot of best practices both sides will learn from each other. Already at the NBA, we're learning about how to make our broadcast more interactive, for an example. So I'm excited to see what the future holds there.
I'm excited to see where we're going to use our creative mind, because I think the technology caught up to what we could do or what we could think about what we want to do as creators. And now we just need to kind of burst out of this bubble, because the tech is ready for us to think about new opportunities. And I'm actually really excited to see something that I didn't think was possible or didn't even think about it,
Yeah, stay tuned. I think we're going to go change your opinions on how much more we can give you. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for being on stage. Frank, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Daniel, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stephanie, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys spending time with us up on stage.
Thank you, guys.
Now, that group has been driving innovation in gaming, as you heard from them, for decades. Their contributions and the contributions of the entire gaming community have driven us to continuously innovate and deliver the technology that enables the gaming industry to be at its best. One thing we've learned about gaming is that serious gaming requires serious performance. You saw us deliver this last year with the launch of the i7-8700K processor. That product reset the benchmark in gaming performance. And I am really thrilled to tell you that we are doing it again. We are taking performance to new levels today with the launch of our all-new 9th gen Intel Core desktop processors led by our flagship, the i9-9900K. Now, we tested the i9-9900K against our previous generation products. And yes, we tested it against the other guys too. We tested it across 19 of the most popular games today. Games like Fortnite, PUBG, CSGO. We tested it against the major game developer engines and across genres like shooters, RPGs, and strategy. And I want to tell you guys, the results are absolutely clear. The Core i9-9900K, this product, our baby, best gaming processor in the world. Period. I love that video. Our 9th Gen family features a series of firsts. It is our first broad volume 5 gigahertz CPU. Just think about that. 8 cores, 16 threads, in the same power envelope as our groundbreaking 6-core processor from last year, and we are giving you 5 gigahertz out of the box. These are laws of physics we're breaking to deliver these products. It's also the first time in our mainstream family that we will have an 8-core, 16-thread processor. In addition, we are building on our world-class overclocking capabilities by adding solder TIM. This will improve our overall thermals and give you additional overclocking headroom. With this new desktop processor, we are setting a new benchmark for performance in the gaming industry. And I know you, just like me, will want to see what this product can do. So Chuck, hey, can you show us what this product does in action?
Absolutely. So our new K SKUs are extremely special. And to show you, I'd like to give you an example of a couple games. Now, Yuri's playing one of his favorite games, PUBG, extremely popular. He's got great frame rates running at high resolution. Now, I am running a different game. I'm running World of Tanks. Now, again, extremely high frame rates, extremely high resolution, but we're doing more than just playing the game, because gamers today, they want to connect with their audience. So they want to stream along with playing the game.
How is this game playing?
Well, that was just his way. So because we've got so much processing power in our new K system, I've actually taken this system and we've got everything running in this one box.
Wait, so you're playing and streaming both games on the same processor at the same time?
I took that system, I put 2 VMs in there, 2 OSs, 2 games, and we're both playing 2 separate games and streaming all off of one processor.
So this is not a typical use case, guys. People don't typically put 2 games on the same machine. But that's fantastic levels of performance. That's what you've got. Now, I know that we also have this product in our demo showcase being streamed by Miss Harvey right now. I'd like to go over there. It's also being shown by Jordan Gilbert, our other professional CSGO gamer known as Nothing. Now, Miss Harvey, I know you've got access to an i9 9900K. It's probably one of the first people outside of Intel that are getting a chance to game on the product. How does it feel?
Yes, I'm super excited. Jordan and I are currently live on Twitch, and I'm currently playing with my Omen by HP desktop with the new i9. It's the first time I'm getting my hands on it. There's no frame drop so far. So what I promised you earlier was going to be that it was going to be a really easy time to go streaming. I just came off the stage, started my stream live without having to do anything, and it's going great. And I'll be here all afternoon if you want to talk to me or even test out the stream and see it for yourself.
Yeah, no, I encourage you guys to go talk to her, and I hope your fans have as easy of a time with this product, getting the light level of gameplay and streaming simultaneously.
Yeah,
fantastic. Thank you very much.
Chat right now, being really excited. Come on and chat. Say hi to these people here. If you're at home, thank you so much for watching.
I appreciate it. Now, hey, Chuck, I know you wanted to show one more example of this product in action. What do you have for us?
Yep, one more game. You saw Miss Harvey in those games over there. Again, you get a chance to go check it out. It's extremely cool. Now, we saw the 2 games on this one system, but now Yuri's playing just a single game, high resolution, high refresh rate, called Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Again, the gameplay is incredible, and when you're playing these games, first-person shooters especially, timing means everything. Milliseconds matter. This is the best gaming processor out there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. And you guys will see a lot more of the 9900K demos out in the demo showcase. So starting today, you can pre-order the 9th Gen Intel Core processors and systems. And in a couple of weeks, on October 19th, they will be available and shipping from our OEMs and partners. We expect many new gaming desktops, including systems from Acer Predator, systems from Asus Republic of Gamer, that's a Lenovo Legion, HP Omen, as well as the Dell Alienware system. So we think there's going to be broad ecosystem support for these products. I want to thank our partners that are putting this product out there. But that's not all. We are celebrating the new 9th Gen Core i9 by giving away 9 exclusive all-access VIP trips to world-class esports and gaming events. The lucky winners will be hanging out with the pros, seeing what it takes to actually put an event on. And of course, they're going to get access to all the parties. We will also be giving away thousands of digital codes for some of today's hottest games. This all starts on November 5th. Please visit corei9.intel.com for the chance to win. As we close this part of the presentation, I want to thank our industry partners and OEMs and guests for joining us. These guys have been instrumental in us bringing these great new technologies into the marketplace. Our innovation delivers on our vision of making the PC the world's best platform for gaming, creating, connecting, and getting things done. And there's no way we could have done it without the support of the companies that are listed up here. I want to thank everyone for spending time with us today. I want to thank all of you guys who are in the room. I want to thank the folks who are joining us from around the world. Thank you. We are super excited about the products that are coming out in Q4. I hope all of you guys have a fantastic 2018. Thank you very much.